So a Twitter campaign surfaced yesterday calling for the deplatforming and demonetization of several prominent YouTube channels. The campaign alleges that these channels have incited racial attacks against actors and fans of the Star Wars franchise. The campaign, which includes 2 images that detail the accusations, highlight recent comments by actor Amanda Stenberg. Stenberg, who stars in The Acolyte, voiced her frustration on Instagram recently about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol, which we talked about, she has faced since joining the Star Wars universe. This situation echoes past controversies, notably when Milo Yiannopoulos targeted Leslie Jones during her time with Ghostbusters. The campaign's call to action points out that these YouTubers have previously encouraged harassment of Vietnamese American actress Kelly Tran and is now targeting Stenberg. The creators of the campaign, including many prominent Star Wars content creators, demand that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against, quote, prolonged insults and the incitement of harassment. Despite these efforts, YouTube responded by confirming today that the content in question does not violate their policies and will remain active. The community's push for action underscores growing concern over how hate-driven content is handled on YouTube, with many questioning the platform's role in regulating this harmful behavior. Nick, I'm going to throw it to you first. I know I got opinions on this.
We've been in this was it Saw Gerrera said, or no, what Cassian says. I've been in this since I was 6 years old. I've been in Star Wars since I was, a fetus before I was born. Social media, the last 7 or 8 years, being a podcaster, seeing the saddest part of all of this, and I hate that I have to say this out loud, is that none of this is surprising. The behavior from these bad actors that do these things, not the actors in the shows, these YouTube channels, these social media people who have cultivated a following. And unfortunately, and it's pretty easy to draw a line, it draws directly to the political controversies and divides we see in this country. It's not just Star Wars. It's in Lord of the Rings. It's in Marvel. Like, these are bigger societal issues, but we have a platform like YouTube, which gives them a voice. And because there are dollar bills behind it, the same way the Acolyte didn't get renewed. It didn't get renewed because it was bad. It got renewed because it was too expensive. Behind all of this are corporate dollar bills, which is very frustrating because there are real people, both social media on the other side of it, actors, Kelly Marie Tran, I get her name from Obi-Wan.
Moses Ingram.
Moses Ingram. Like, all these actors, all these people who are dealing with these things, they're out there and they're having to deal with it because these people get a platform and they get a voice, and they don't deserve that voice. And it would be amazing, and it would do so much for the fandom if that voice was taken away from them. But money speaks, and it's not going to happen. And I hate that.
And honestly, so here's the weird part about it. I mean, you guys, everybody who listens and follows me on Twitter and sees the things that I post know that I do not abide by any of this sort of bigotry and racism, and when it attacks people, it is not acceptable at all. But I did the math today, Nick, and I posted it up on Twitter. The 3 YouTubers that are mentioned in the specifics of the tweets, between the 3 of them, they make about, individually, not for YouTube, but they probably bring in about $500,000 total across all 3 channels. $500,000, which means that YouTube, which gets 45% of all of the revenue, is probably making about $400,000 just from these 3. $400,000 a year. Now, again, in YouTube money, $400,000 a year is nothing, but if they deplatform them, if they demonetize them, they lose that $400,000. What they also start to lose is then they have to do it across all the different platforms. And I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm sure it is very high that the most toxic and negative sides of not just fandom, commentary is what's making YouTube the most money, and they cannot take a stand from a business perspective. They're not in a position to be able to stop that unless they can point directly to somebody saying, attack this person. Other than that, it's just ugly, horrible people saying ugly, horrible things. And it's unfortunate but that's the dollars rule the day, as you just said. So
yeah, it's unfortunate, and as we've said many times, we loudly denounce bigotry of any kind.
Yep.
That's not something that we're a part of here. We want to be a part of those voices. We tweeted the same things that everybody else did, trying to get YouTube's attention, but we all got responses back that said, thanks so much, please report it to this link, and we've reported it to that link. And then we see today responses that come back that say, yeah, thanks for your input, but they're fine. It's going to stay up.
Yep. Check that out.
Which is disheartening, but it's again, the power of the dollar.
It's the power of the dollar, and it's where we are right now as a fandom. And I think, I think we need to find creative ways to work through it. I mean, honestly, there are literally thousands of great YouTube shows that don't focus on the negativity. And if you are not into those toxic sites, come over to the good shows. Come over to the people who are talking positive. Go to,
and guess what? The ones that get accused the most of being shills, not even getting any money. There's no money coming into this thing. We do this every week because we want to, and our spouses go, really, again this week?
You're still doing this?
We're here. We're here because it's fun and we like hanging out.